This week on TGC News, a new CZ, a digital trigger, and the booty shorts version of a Glock 17. The new 32-round DD magazine from Daniel Defense offers lightweight carbon fiber reinforced construction, ample texture no matter what you get into, and an impact-absorbing baseplate for any AR-15. To learn more, hit the link in the description to head over to danieldefense.com. Welcome back to the only gun news show that covers things that you actually care about, TGC News. My name is Jon Patton. Now, this week's first story is about CZ. More specifically, the fact that CZ has just released a brand new polymer frame striker-fired pistol that is supposed to be, as they put it, improving on perfection. Besides taking shots across the bow at Glock, what's this thing all about? Well, it's a mid-sized gun, kind of comparable to the size of a G19. It holds 15 rounds in the standard magazines, and according to Tim from the Military Arms channel, it could have one of the best triggers on any striker-fired gun to date. And if you look closely, it's almost as if they copied an aftermarket trigger, at least on the surface. Beyond that, we see that the slide has a decent taper on the nose, as well as tons of side serrations for racking it into next week. It also has ambi slide stops and mag release buttons. So far, so good. Moving on, we see that the gun has a sort of rounded shape to the grip. The only current market gun I could compare that to would be the Canik TP9, but that's only a slight resemblance. On the rear of the grip, you'll see some swappable back straps and the texture appearing to be an enlarged version of what Glock did on the Gen 4 guns. Aggressive, but not painful to use. Being that Mac is the only one in the country to get his hands on it so far, I studied his video pretty closely and came away with two main points. First, holy crap, that thing shoots really flat. The recoil impulse looks super minimal. And last but not least, the other thing I took away is that this gun looks kind of bland to me. I sat at my desk trying to figure this out. Why would CZ not try and emulate the cool looks of some of their other designs? Then it came to me. The reason this is bland is because they're trying to go after Glock. They want to appeal to everyone and make something that isn't styled too drastically. Think of it in terms of cars. The Glock is the Honda Civic. It's super popular and it has a reputation for being reliable. And think of this new CZ as sort of a Toyota Corolla to Glock's Civic. The estimated MSRP is around $500, and at that price point, and if it works as good as they're claiming, the Civic better be on the lookout. And because there's a slight delay on what was going to be this week's Not a Review, I want to share something ridiculous with you guys. Say hello to the Full Conceal FC G17. Try not to laugh at this. This is going on the market as an 80% frame, and it appears to be a Glock 17 with the grip cut off. I think we saw this when the G42 was being announced. And because screw actual grips, right? That's way too complicated. So, long story short, the way this thing is set to work is that you put your magazine in the front, and when it's time to use the gun, you insert the mag somehow because there's nothing to hold on to. Then you rack the slide holding the magazine and hoping it doesn't come out of the gun through sheer torque, and then shoot it. I don't know where this whole concept of making defensive guns slower to use is coming from, but can we stop this? Listen, if any of you buy this with the intent to use it as an actual defensive tool and not as a complete joke, we can't be friends anymore. And in making things digital that don't need to be news, there's a new challenger in the trigger game. A company called DigiTrigger Technologies has released a product called DigiTrigger. Following along the lines of the Franklin Armory binary trigger and the Fostech Echo trigger, the thing that makes this trigger kind of special is the third mode. It's a standard mechanical trigger in safe and semi-auto position, but when you flip it around to what would be the full auto position, this DigiTrigger goes electronic. The normal version of this trigger will use a grip safety to activate the trigger, and only after the grip safety is pushed will the trigger release. They're claiming that there's no mechanical feel at all when you do this, and the pull weight will be around 1 pound. Wow. They also claim that the grip safety adds another layer of safety. I say it adds another layer of unnecessary bull. Whatever. moving past that. Now, this trigger also has something called PR mode. This stands for pull release. This is where things start to get interesting. In order to activate this, you push a button on the back of the grip, the LED blinks, and then you're able to fire 1 round on the pull and 1 round on the release of the trigger. This sounds like it could be pretty fun, right? Overcomplicating something simple aside, who doesn't love shooting fast? Well, here's the big issue I have with this and mechanical versions of this type of trigger as well. The base MSRP for the DigiTrigger is $499. And guess what? If you want that sweet PR mode, you're gonna have to pony up another $100 on top of that. $600 for an AR-15 trigger? No.
And here's something I found while editing this video. They actually want you to ship your gun to somebody just to get this installed.
I have a hard enough time paying $200+ for a really good standard trigger, let alone triple that price. I mean, yes, this is cheaper than a machine gun, and yes, this is what I would call innovative. It's doing something different that could lead to cooler things in the future. But will I be paying $600 to go through ammo faster? No. Now, be sure to stick around for a friendly fire question about hunting. The Advanced Special Operations bag from Refactor Tactical is the definition of versatile. Featuring a quick access fight pocket, an RFID blocking pocket, a wide opening main compartment, 7 mesh pockets on the inside, tons of MOLLE and Velcro for attaching gear, removable backpack straps, concealable duffel straps, 1000D Kadura exterior, and a waterproof bottom, all wrapped into the size of most carry-on luggage. Get 10% off your entire order at refactortactical.com using the code TGC10. This week's friendly fire question is from J_Nigagit on Snapchat, and he asks, if you're offered a sponsored hunt for any animal using any rifle, which 2 would you choose? That, my friend, is a tough question. I would absolutely love to go hunt something like a grizzly or a Kodiak bear with my 500 lever action. That would be a really special thing for me. I also wouldn't mind going over to Africa to hunt something like a Cape buffalo or like a hippopotamus with something like a 458 lot or a 375 H&H. I'm still ultra new to hunting, so I certainly won't turn down the experience for things that aren't that crazy, but those would be some dream hunts for me right now. My friendly fire question to you guys this week: how many of you are hunters, and what kind of animals do you typically harvest? Let me know down in the comments below. And if you want your question answered right here on TGC News, go to theguncollective.com and then hit the friendly fire page to send me your questions. Guys, you know what to do. If you enjoyed this episode, hit that like button and share it with your friends. If you haven't yet, get subscribed. You won't want to miss a single week of the show. If you want to support TGC directly, go to theguncollective.com and click on Store and pick up a shirt or 2. Be sure to check out the description of this video for all the relevant links. And as always, thank you all for watching. We'll see you soon.
The shirts worn in today's episode of TGC News were provided by Patriot Patch Company. Click the link in the description to learn more.